What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Nail Table Confessions, where the real tea gets spilled behind the polish. I'm your host, Ten, a nail tech, salon rebel, and beauty entrepreneur, bringing you the raw truth, laughs, and lessons from behind the table. Whether you're fully booked or barely hanging on, this space is for you. So grab your cuticle oil and let's get into it. Today, I wanted to talk about something that I know is on a lot of you all's mind. Should I go into a suite or stay in a salon? So let's go ahead and dive into this. Suite life looks like a dream, right? TikTok showing you solo girlies with neon lights, glass doors, and mini fridges, the mood, the music, etc. But the real ones know it's not all candlelight and crystals. That's why today's episode is called The Suite Life and Salon Struggles, because whichever route you take, it comes with real life challenges. And I've lived both, so I'm breaking it all the way down. Now let's talk about why people crave the suite life. Is being able to have that creative freedom. No more asking if you can play a certain song or burn your candles. This is something that you are totally in control of. You set the vibe, you pick the decor, you choose the scent, the snacks, the whole aesthetics, and it feels so good. And I am a suite owner, and every time I walk into my suite, I feel at home. Recently, I did do a couple of changes to it because I just felt like it wasn't living up to its standards. So I ended up changing it around a little bit, and I can tell you that my clients have noticed, and I feel a lot better. But this is me telling you that you can dress your suite up however you want it. Just make it comfortable for you and your clients. Now, when it comes down to personal branding, a suite life will give you that full range of building it the way you want to build it. This is not a chair. This is you creating an experience, not just doing nails. You can go luxe, you can go cozy, edgy, whatever fits you. Now, with the privacy, you have a lot of it, especially if you have a enclosed suite where you actually have a ceiling. The one that I am renting at the moment do not have a ceiling, and I really wish that I could find one with one, because the noise travel through the whole building, and sometimes that disturbs me and my clients, and it just kind of throws off the experience. But I still pull it together and just do the best that I can. So whenever you go out and look for a suite, just make sure that it has the most privacy that you can get. If you have a sink inside of your suite, that will be great, so that they don't have to go all the way to the restroom just to wash their hands. Even when it comes down to, like, if you have the sliding glass doors, you might want to put something up over it just to kind of close you guys in, but still allow you to be able to see outside of the suite. Privacy is one of the biggest things that people look for when they reach out to salon suite owners. It's just easier than going into a open floor salon. It's just less noise, less people, just you and your client. And a lot of people like this, and they will pay good money to have a service with just you. Pricing power is very, very important. You decide what your work is worth. You don't have to try and match someone else's price. And guess what? Clients will pay more when your environment reflects value. When it comes to pricing, you have total control over it. You don't have to try and match someone else's price list. And guess what? Clients will pay more when your environment reflects value. So if you have a trashy suite and it's not really put together, they're probably not going to want to pay. They may come that first time, but don't expect for them to keep coming back. And not to be funny or anything, but if you are in your home, do not expect for a large tip. And the only reason I say this is because people feel like you're going to cap on everything, which you do. You don't have to pay any overhead. You don't really have to leave the house, so you're saving gas. So they just feel like you're getting all of the money, which you are. So if you are looking into getting a suite, just make sure that you dress it up how you want, and how just make your clients feel comfortable. Owning a suite can be very scary because you are the boss. You are in charge of literally everything, from the books. You're corporate, you're headquarters, you're everyone. So it's like you have control over the whole business. Some people may say it's a lot, but trust me when I say it is totally worth it. Come on now, you're working for yourself. Although the sweet life may sound easy, it's really not. Let's get into some of the things that they don't tell you when you are renting a suite, like the hidden cost. Suite rent sounds cute until the bills hit. And most of them you are paying weekly. I don't really know many where you pay monthly. And these costs can be anywhere from $200 to $500 depending on what size suite that you are wanting to have. Not even to mention the product restocks, the insurance, the cleaning supplies, Wi-Fi if your suite building doesn't provide it, the decor and maintenance, bookings, the booking software, marketing, and let's not even forget about taxes. Sis, you're a full business now, and it's time to take ownership. Being your own boss is empowering, but it's also isolating. Now, I have been back and forth between suites and salons, and I can't say it is a little bit lonely, but honestly, I like my peace and I like to work in my own space, so I like it. With the salon suite, you don't have co-workers to laugh with, no energy in the room to motivate you. You're left alone with your thoughts and your self-doubts and your client. You don't really have anyone to turn to and ask a question. So just keep that in mind if you are looking into being a suite owner. Also, the discipline is non-negotiable. So if you don't show up, no one cares. If you don't post, promote, or follow up with clients, there's no walk-ins to save the day. You literally have to do everything. And it's okay because you're learning how to build your business. And who knows, if you want to become a whole salon owner, you'll know how to do it from experience. You literally have to be your own hype man, your own boss, and your own marketing department. Y'all, it can be a little task, but you can do it. You can do it if you set time to the side to really get your business off the ground and brand the way that you want it. It can work. Just a few more things that you may need to be compliant with getting a suite. It's going to be a business license, a salon or shop license in your state, liability insurance, and safety inspections if your salon suite building does not already have one in place. The last thing you would want to do is move into a salon suite and not have these things, because trust and believe state board will come in there on you, or even code enforcement will come and check and make sure that you have your license in place. These people do not play, so y'all make sure y'all get y'all stuff together. And again, all of this sounds really scary, but if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's just a matter of taking one thing at a time and really making sure that you have everything in place. Like, you don't have to do all of this in one day, but you should definitely be working towards getting all of these things together in order to be a salon suite owner. Now, just a little word of advice. I would have some kind of booking site set up so that you don't get many walk-ins, because what's going to happen is if you have appointments set up, they're going to walk through and they're going to see you and they're going to ask if they can get an appointment, but really they mean, can you get me in right now? And nine times out of 10, you're not going to be able to do that, and you're going to have to turn them away. So I would only take appointments, because it's going to be really hard for you to build that way if you can't get anyone in because you're denying them. Just think about that. Now let's jump to the salon life. Now this is not just for starters. This is going to be for everyone. So to start off in a salon, they're going to have built-in foot traffic, especially if it's a busy location. You may get clients without doing much marketing at all. Actually, they may just walk in and it just may be a predominantly busy place, and that is okay. It's actually a blessing for beginners, because this is a way that they can build their clientele and hopefully be able to carry them throughout their journey. And a salon is where you're going to find team environments, which is good for those that need to be in a social setting where you can ask questions, get inspired, you can vent, laugh, and just feel supported. You can learn faster surrounded by other nail techs. So if this is something that drives you, this is where you want to be. Again, like, that sweet life can be very lonely, and it's good for people that just need their space and for their clients to have that space. But if you are someone that needs someone around to kind of motivate you, then again, this is going to be a place where you want to be. Yeah, I'm not even going to flex. I miss that because I like to network with other nail techs and just see the different techniques that everyone used to get the same thing. But unfortunately, I like to also be by myself and in my own environment. So I again chose the salon suite life. Not even to mention that the salon can come with other things, meaning you have other females, you have so many different personalities, and sometimes you just don't want to be bothered. So again, y'all, keep these things in mind when you are trying to decide, because it is going to matter. Trust me. Now, one of the biggest differences in these two will be what you have to provide. If you are in a salon, 9 times out of 10, this salon is going to provide mostly everything that you need besides your utensils and like your drill. So for me, I have been in many different salons and they do it different ways, but the most common way is to have commission. Nowadays, commission is about 60-40, which means they take back 40 and you get 60%, which this includes like the salon providing the polish and all of the other things. But usually this is paid out of your check. You don't pay this up front. Like, you get your check and then they snatch the 40% out of it. Or you can choose to do like a booth rental thing. Now that is cool because it's different reasons why this is cool, because you have that walk-in traffic where you can still build, but you have to think, the more people that you take, the more money that you're going to give to the salon. So you have to play that smart. With the booth rental, you are paying this weekly, and those rates can range from $150 to $300. It just depends on where you are. I have been in a situation where I was actually paying $300 for a booth rental in a salon. The salon did get foot traffic, but I just didn't see myself continuing paying $300 a week for a desk inside of a shop when I could go and get a whole suite and pay the same amount and have my own situation going on. I just couldn't see it anymore, so I decided to go and do my thing. Now, in a salon, you're going to have shared responsibilities. So when it comes down to cleaning and keeping things tidy around the salon, everyone pitch in to help out with this. So that is a plus because you don't have to worry about doing it all by yourself. But it's not a bad thing. Now let's talk about some of the downsides to the salon life. You have less control over like what type of music you want to listen to, even the lighting And the smells, definitely the prices and the services. The booking policies may be different because, again, this is not your business at this point. You are an employee, so you have to sit back and do your job. You may feel restricted, so if you ever get to that point, just start looking for something different. Even if it's a smaller salon than what you are in, try to look for something that's going to make you feel comfortable so that you don't hate your job or just stray away from doing nails all in one. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. Not every salon is peaceful. It is always going to be drama, no matter who's working in the salon. It can be the smallest thing and it would turn into something so big and it would explode. So if you're working in a salon, I advise you to stay focused, go and do what you have to do, and dip up out of there. It's okay to, gain friends, but just remember the real reason that you started to work there. Now that we have gotten down to the nitty-gritty, here are some questions that you can ask yourself before you decide. 1. Do I have 3 to 6 months or an emergency rent saved if I go solo? You're going to want this just in case anything happens, and y'all all know that we have a slow season. Am I ready to market myself consistently? Remember, guys, you are your brand. You have to do the work. No one is going to know that you're out there unless you put yourself out there. You may also want to ask yourself, do you work better alone or around others? Are you in a better space when you're by yourself, or do you need other people around to hype you up? And here is a very important one. Is my clientele loyal and consistent enough to follow me to a suite or anywhere else that you go? And y'all, I'm going to tell you this from experience. You have to make yourself set aside from others. Like, you have to make people want to come to you, although the industry may be oversaturated. What makes you different? What makes people want to keep coming back to you? For me, people like my aesthetics. They love the music. They just love the conversations, all the above. So just think about that, y'all. And then finally, do I understand the business side of nails or just nail art? Now, that's very important because, again, y'all, it gets as important as taxes. Yes, you have to file taxes on your nail business. And if you aren't, go ahead and get that together because you don't want nobody coming knocking on your door talking about you owe them some taxes. So, and as we get to the end of this show, this week's listener shout out goes to Nails by Reese, who said, your episode on Burnt Out had me crying in my car. Thank you for speaking for us techs who feel invisible sometimes. Girl, thank you. That's why I do this. Y'all keep tagging me in your stories. I see you. Now, y'all should already know I'm not going to leave you without these affirmations, okay? So go ahead and write them down or send them to a nail bestie. I am the CEO of my peace, my pace, and my path. I don't chase trends. I build longevity. My worth is not tied to my space. It's in my value. I have permission to pivot, pause, or push forward. Whether I'm solo or in a salon, I show up like a pro. Now that's strong there. If you got value from today's episode, share this with your nail sister circle, especially someone who is thinking about going solo. Y'all leave me a review, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at NubianNails10. You can also leave fan mail if you are listening on Spotify. I would love to know if you are living the sweet life or still riding the salon wave. Let's talk about it. That is a wrap for today's show. Thanks so much for joining me for another confession. But remember, the space doesn't make the tech, you do. Whether you're thriving in a suite or holding it down in a salon, you're building something real. I'm your host, 10, and this has been Nail Table Confessions. Keep showing up, keep leveling up, And don't forget to oil those cuticles.